Moving on, the Indian state of Kerala is witnessing a major calamity as Delhi landslides in the Wayanad district are said to have claimed over 200 lives. This after torrential rains triggered massive landslides in the area on Tuesday. A massive search and rescue operation remains ongoing. The South Indian state is witnessing one of its biggest disasters. Mud and water swept through tea estates and villages in Wayanad, as heavy rains triggered multiple landslides, flattening houses, uprooting trees and destroying bridges. Among the worst hit areas were Mundakai and Churamala. The first landslide occurred there at 2 a.m. local time on Tuesday, followed by another landslide at 4:10 a.m. local time. Hundreds of rescuers have continued to pull bodies out from under the deposited silt and debris. Around 1,000 people have been rescued, with over 3,000 having been shifted to 45 relief camps.
There are a few houses which are still under the rubble, which we are not able to manually reach. So we have moved one JCB, that's engineering earth moving equipment. And as about an hour ago, with the JCB effort, we were able to lift up the rubble and the fallen roof of one of the houses and we pulled out two bodies from there now. But as I was saying earlier, now the chances of too many casualties are much lesser. I think the worst is behind us now.
The Indian Meteorological Department has issued orange alert for Kerala, forecasting more rains. Heavy to very heavy rainfall is likely to occur at isolated places in Kerala till August 1st. Now, heavy rainfall is also predicted for August 2nd. The Indian Army has set up a command and control center in the area to monitor rescue operations. Advanced light helicopter from Indian Navy's Kochi are supporting operations in the district. The Indian Navy has also deployed ground teams, divers and medical personnel as part of the larger efforts. Even though adverse weather conditions due to incessant rains continue to pose great challenges. We are now being joined by our correspondent, Siddharth MP. He's joining us from the ground. Thank you for joining us, Siddharth. Now, at least more than 200 people have been killed in a series of landslides in Kerala's Wayanad. Take us through the ground situation right now.
In fact, we're just seeing daybreak at this point in time. This is on the western side, western coast. So we have to keep in mind that the sunrise is a little late, but again in a hilly district it's further late. And then now it's overcast skies. We're actually seeing grey and low moving clouds, which clearly indicates that there's more rain in store for today in line with the IMD's prediction. Let's also remember the fact that this is a huge operation that has now stepped into day number 3. The operation began in the wee hours of Tuesday, and here we are on Thursday, day number 3, and the operations are underway in full swing. There's massive mobilization. Thousands of personnel have been mobilized. As we speak, ambulances are going by. So this is the kind of situation that prevails over here. The major challenge for the agencies who are undertaking this rescue operation is the fact that there are so many people, in fact, unknown number of people who are buried under the debris. Debris includes homes, or rather the remains of homes, and also large boulders and, large chunks of trees and, entire towns and villages that have been literally flattened by this landslide. So we saw acres and acres of land at the site, and at that location, what we can certainly say is that the rescue initially focuses clearly on those who are trapped in the first couple of meters of debris. But then unfortunate reality is such that as they dig deeper into the debris, as they start clearing the larger chunks of debris, it's only then that also more mortal remains of those who are buried deep emerge. And also a very sad situation that has emerged is that in the sort of flash floods that followed the deadly landslides in Wayanad, a lot of people were washed away, and their mortal remains were recovered in a nearby district almost 30 kilometers downstream from where they were washed away. So such is the kind of tragedy that is unfolded here, and people are still coming to terms with it, because the one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that in a rescue operation like this, so far, more than 1,500 people have been rescued. Of course, more than 200 people have lost their lives. But the bigger tragedy here is that since entire towns, entire villages, entire homes have been wiped out in this disaster, there is no clear grip or estimate on the number of those who have gone missing. Because you get an estimate on those missing based on reports from kith and kin saying that their parents are missing or their family members are missing. But in this case, when the entire home is wiped away, you really don't have a number. When an entire village is wiped away, you don't have a number to give on the number of people missing. And this is widespread. This is across localities. So it is really, really hard to predict how many people are missing and how many bodies they can expect to recover, if at all. So such is the kind of situation that prevails here, extremely grim situation. And to talk to you about today what we can expect, former Wayanad MP Rahul Gandhi is expected to visit, of course, the leader of India's opposition. He is expected to visit today along with his sister Priyanka Gandhi. So that is something that has to be looked forward to today, the visit of the leader of India's opposition party.
Now, could you also go through and tell us about the rescue operations? We know that a temporary Bailey Bridge was to be constructed to ease the rescue operations. In short, could you tell us about the rescue operations at the moment?
Yeah, so as far as the rescue operations are concerned, it's an all-out effort. There's no stops being pulled here because the center and state authorities, the armed forces, all of them have taken this up as a national effort and as a challenge that they will have to sort of overcome. So Army, Navy, Air Force, NDRF teams, helicopters from the Air Force, helicopters from the Navy, all of them mobilized, ground teams, Kerala Police, Fire and Rescue, all of them mobilized. Most significant effort is by Indian Army. In fact, it's an engineering marvel what they're constructing there. 2 villages have been completely cut off. There was almost a 150 feet bridge that was connecting 2 villages, but now nothing remains of that bridge. It's just the remnants and the little blocks of that bridge that remain. So now the Indian Army is in the process of constructing a makeshift bridge. While we call it a makeshift bridge, the fact remains that this is a bridge that can even undertake the transport of pretty large vehicles like ambulances and trucks. So once that bridge is ready, a land link will be established almost after 60 hours between 2 villages that have been cut off. And really, when these villages are cut off, it's hard to carry out rescue there without ambulances and without equipment. So it's only those who are on foot who will have to walk there, trek there, and then carry out the rescue, perhaps with dogs and so on. But when ambulances can go to a site, there's also better likelihood of providing first aid or treating those who are in a critical condition. So once that bridge is ready, perhaps by today afternoon or later today evening, that would mean a significant boost for the operations. But when we spoke to rescue officials, they told us very clearly that we're not looking at a timeline. We are looking at objectives. So this is an operation that will go on for several days. And as far as, restoring normalcy, it's a process that could take weeks or months and even longer than that, because there are homes that are devastated. There are lives that have been thrown out of gear completely. So livelihoods that have been totally shattered. So because of this, I mean, it takes a lifetime to build a home, right? A lifetime of savings to build a home. And most people there have lost their home, their car, everything that they can call their own, they've lost all of that. So the literal rebuilding of everything could take years, and that is in case the people there, have made it out of this tragedy. Jyotsna.
Right, there's a lot to unfold here, and we will see how it goes. But thank you so much for coming and giving us the updates.